Yo, how's it going? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Kee. We are live for Athletic Bilbao against Arsenal at the San Mames. Champions League footy is back. Hey, get in there. Champions League footy. We've got two games tonight. We've got Arsenal away in Bilbao, and then we've also got Spurs against Villarreal tonight. So, yeah, we're going to be watching good football. Let me know what you're thinking. Kee and I'm saying 3-1 to Arsenal tonight. Well, there's definitely, I think, reason for positivity for Arsenal fans tonight. Obviously, Arsenal in good form themselves. Bilbao, maybe not so much. They played at the weekend against Alaves, did not do well at all, ended up losing that game. They've lost Yerai, their centre-back, who, you may not be aware of this, by the way. Yerai is a centre-back who suffered from cancer, by the way. Tragic. It's something very rare, obviously, in young men, but young footballers. He got testicular cancer and obviously had hair loss as a result of the treatment. And he took a drug that helped him with hair loss, basically. And that is unfortunately on the UEFA banned list. So it's he's basically taken a performance enhancing drug, but it was used to help his hair loss during cancer treatment, which, I mean, you'd have thought that UEFA maybe would have bypassed that, but yeah, Yerai is missing. He's a centre-back for Bilbao. He played quite a lot last year. Yerai Alvarez, 30 years of age. He's currently banned as a result of a hair loss medicine. So there you go. Very, very sad. 10-month ban for him. 30 years of age. He played in the 3-0 defeat against Man United in the semi-final of the Europa League as well. The lineups are on screen on YouTube, by the way. If you're watching along, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know your predictions. Let me know your comments. I want to hear them. Callum says Bilbao 0, Arsenal 2, but hopefully Bilbao win. I'm rooting for Bilbao, but I do think it's going to be an Arsenal win. Yeah. I am certainly expecting an Arsenal win here. Arsenal win and then maybe a Spurs win later on tonight against Villarreal. Let me know what you're thinking on that one. Jay, evening copy. How's you, Kate? I'm good, mate. Thank you. How are you? John, how's things? Good to see you, John Steve. Surely the Dortmund game would be more interesting. Well, the Dortmund game is only at 8 o'clock, isn't it, tonight? So it's a toss-up between that and Spurs Villarreal. I personally, I've gone for Spurs because they're the English team, but hey, we'll see. Only Jordan says Arsenal fans love Bilbao. I know I do as a Spurs fan. John Steve says Brennan Johnson hat-trick incoming. Heard it here first. T says Zubamendi is showing Wirtz levels in midfield so far. He's played well, hasn't he? Yeah, he's been a good addition for Arsenal. Nick Nack, how's it going? Evening, peeps. Stephen King, who keeps ringing the doorbell? Is there someone ringing the doorbell? Can you hear the doorbell ringing or something? I don't think we've not got a doorbell here anyway. Swifty, how's things? UK 2030 to Spurs will never beat Villarreal. Draw at best. And Wirtz is so poor so far. No, he's not, mate. He's fine. He's fine. He's doing well. Liverpool fans are quite happy with Florian Wirtz. Sam, how's things? Good to see you. Cheers for commenting. Right, Bilbao having a little huddle before kick-off. Pedri, evening Key, 2 days left. You're counting the days. Honestly, you better hope those Newcastle fans don't catch up to you. Because if you're giving it the big one before this game, you're going to have to stay out of these lives for a few weeks if Newcastle beat you on Thursday night. You've been giving it the big one. Stephen, is Key fighting his doorbell with a drill? Sean Kiley, you'll never walk alone. Good to see you, man. UK 2030, if I say it enough, it becomes true. That's what I'm hoping anyway. And Swifty, disappointed that Lewis Skelly isn't getting much football this season. Do you know what? He never was. He never, ever was going to, I don't think. Once they signed... I think the fact that Arteta has signed Hincapié, he's got Calafiori there on the left-hand side, Lewis Skelly isn't going to get a look in, I'm afraid. Unless he's considering him a midfielder now, and even then you would consider he's got quite a few bodies in front of him. So, yeah, I don't think it is going to be a season that Lewis Skelly will enjoy, if I'm honest. I think he ends up a lot like Kobbie Mainoo at United. Okay, we're off and underway here in San Mames. Nick Nack says stadium looks rammed and Callum Alvarez out tomorrow for Atletico, so we're going to have to break down 10 men at the back. It's all good. Reece Key, they put running stats on Sky for Wirtz because he's done nothing. I know, but you're saying it like the only thing he can do is assists and goals. He's top of the league, mate. He's top of the league. That's the most important stat, the only one that counts. Top of the league. Reese's Footy Feed says, mad that Athletic Club are in the Champions League giving their Basque-only player policy. You've got to admire it, haven't you? Yeah, it's really good. Nick Nark, if United can get past this Bilbao side, surely anyone can. And no Nico Williams either, yeah. Nico Williams out, Inaki Williams up front on his own, his brother. And quite a few others missing, it has to be said. Cameron Greer says 2-1 Bilbao and Reece Liverpool should be mid-table, being so lucky. I love it. I love it. I love how much stick we get because we're the best team around. It's brilliant. Ostermorg says, Key, what is this terrorist lineup? 4 centre-backs and 3 DMs. Mate, it's just the way of the world with these Arsenal fans, isn't it? Liam Manning, evening, Key. Good to see you, Liam. Callum, we're back tonight. Come on, you Spurs. Hey, this is a question. And bear in mind, we have to keep it relatively PG on the chat, but is Nicolas Pepe and Thomas Partey going to play any part tonight for Villarreal? Swifty says, trajectory the same as Mainoo. Yes, had a brilliant first season and just couldn't push on. It's looking... I don't think he goes to the World Cup, which is mad, because at one point, everyone expected Lewis Skelly would be maybe England's starter at left-back for the World Cup, and now I just don't think he goes. I think there's too many in front of him, isn't there? You look at Jed Spence, you look at Lewis Hall and various others who are playing really well in and around those fullbacks positions. It just, to me, it doesn't scream. You can't be expecting to play regular football. You can't be expecting to go to World Cups if you're not playing regular football. It's the same. Thomas Tuchel said it, didn't he, about Kobbie Mainoo? Callum says Arsenal to lose 2-1 and Nick Nack, they lost 1-0 at home to Alaves on Saturday. Wasn't it 2-1? I know they lost. But I know either way. Nick Nack Pepe is the top scorer so far, apparently. And Callum Spence is better than Lewis Skelly by far. I like Jed Spence. Yeah, he got his first cap the other day. Done well so far. Isaac Lewis Hall is miles better than Miles Lewis Skelly. Listen, I think both are good, but I guess my point is that Lewis Hall, assuming he's fit, will definitely play ahead of him. Here's Bilbao. Big chance for Bilbao. Oh, I tell you what, that was very, very lucky for Arsenal. Liam Manning, come on, Bilbao. Ostermorg, what is this hypocrisy, by the way? Salah gets called a stat padder and Wirtz gets slandered because he hasn't got GA yet. These are just people who are desperate to push an agenda against Liverpool. That's it. That's all it is. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If Florian Wirtz had got, let's say he'd got 3 goals and assists so far, right? I guarantee you it wouldn't be, he's an absolute flop, which is what we're getting right now, even though it's only 4 games into the season, Liverpool are top of the league. It wouldn't be that. It would be, he was 116 million. You have to expect that he'd do that. All right, they inflate it, don't they? It's not 116, even though we only paid 100 for him. He's 150 million. You have to expect that he'd do that. So therefore, that's just the going rate for him. You just buy in the league. You buy in the league. So you can't win. You absolutely can't win. Spence is such a confident player, says Callum and Knick-Knack. Good to see a team actually going for Arsenal. We rarely see that in the Prem. Liam, are you watching it on TNT? I am, yes. Yeah, live on TNT right now. Isaac says, Key, do you reckon Newcastle will ever win the league? I mean, they've got every chance, yeah. Why not? Yeah, I wouldn't count your chickens just yet, Knick-Knack. I still think there's time for these to roll over and have the belly tickled by Arsenal. Don't you worry. Sam says, Key, I'm saying 2-1 Villarreal. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. It's coming on this season, my friend. Liam Manning, you're like 20 seconds behind that. Am I actually? Am I? Why am I 20 seconds behind? No. I'm not 20 seconds behind, am I? What are you on? What's your seconds on right now? I mean, it's obviously going to be off by the time you typed it, but it's 6:33, 4, 5, 6. And I'm fully, I'm not like on a blagger out. I'm fully on. It's not a jag stream. Swifty says the next crop of world-class players could end up at any of the big English clubs. That's true enough, yeah. Feels like all the best players are going to land in the Premier League now just because of the sheer interest and the money coming into the league. And it's feels like a little bit more of a, I don't know, an even league, I guess. John, I hate the way they've done the Champions League this year. Why? I like it. Why do you hate it? It means we get an extra couple of games and they're not all, you know, they're not all crap. There's no dead rubbers. Bob the Mini Dog says 3-0 Arsenal. Oh, it's a free kick to Bilbao here, right outside. Yeah, free kick right outside the box to Bilbao. This is in a dangerous spot. Inaki Williams is over it. I think Sunset's over it as well. Big opportunity this for Bilbao. You've got Zubamendi lying down under the wall to try and stop it going under the wall, rather. So we'll see. I think this one's going to go round and goalkeeper's far post. Strike. Blocked. Cleared away by Arsenal. Liam, I meant your clock. Yeah, 8:23, 8:25 seems to be on-ish. I think it is. Reece says ref is a muppet. And Swifty Kane came through at Spurs. Scholes at United. Gerrard at Liverpool. It's a lottery. Oh, right, John, I mean the times of the matches. Well, there's a couple of games in Kazakhstan which kick off at about 3:45, 3:30. We've literally got Champions League football at 3:30 some days this season. It's brilliant. Callum says already a goal for USG. Do you know what? I swore I was going to stay away from that one. I'm so glad that I did. Loads of people said back PSV, back PSV. And I knew that was one to stay away from. Definitely stay away from PSV against USG. Union Sangilwar have done all right this season. Liam, I'm watching and it's on 9 minutes. Mate, I don't understand. You're definitely bang up to where I'm up to. It's 9:33 on mine. Are you misreading? Or are you just trying to have me on here? The clock's fine. John, down any hackers today? No, mate. I've not down any just yet. Everything's still up. But obviously it's still early. I've got Arsenal. I've got Spurs. I've got Juve. I've got Swifty 908 on mine. Oh, you're on a dodge one, aren't you? Sam, what time is it in Liverpool? The time in Liverpool is 5:56. Arsenal bursting forward down the left-hand side. Here's Declan Rice. Ball forward. Gyökeres just about stayed on side. Pulled back. Poor. Callum, he's waffling unless he's at the game. He was on side as well, Gyökeres. That was alright, that. Good run, it has to be said. Swifty, I pay for Sky Sports, but not TNT. I don't blame you. John, Gyökeres is getting underrated these days. Is he? Is he really? Gyökeres underrated? No. No. Doesn't do enough for me, just doesn't do enough. So unless he's going to get like Haaland numbers of goals, then I don't think he contributes enough. Again, I'm happy to be proven wrong. We'll see. Callum says Liverpool beat Atletico tomorrow 2-0. I think it was 2-0 last time I went to a game between Liverpool and Atletico. I'm sure we watched. It was when Jota scored. I went there with, yeah, it was with my dad. We had Jota and I think Mane scored. Liam says, don't praise Gyökeres too much, please. I have no intention of praising Gyökeres. No intention. Oh, by the way, quick question. If I was to host some sort of a phone-in, like a daily phone-in, would there anyone have like any interest in coming on that? I guess it's not even worth mentioning now until I actually just do it. I might as well just do it. I was just going to say it. I'm trying to figure out a way of doing some sort of a phone-in. Callum says, goal, 1-0 Bilbao. Yeah, you're not allowed on though, Callum, because you'll just come on, troll me, and then leg it. But everyone else can come on. But I'm trying to find a way where you can come on. You don't have to show your face. You can just come on through audio on like WhatsApp or something, or Discord or whatever. But you can just come on and just we can chat. So that might be, I don't know, a better approach to doing it. John, do voice notes rather than a phone in. Oh yeah, we could do voice notes, couldn't we? Should we do voice notes? Just play voice notes. Knick knack, you'll have to try it and see what happens. Yeah, we'll just give it a whirl, why not? Just figured it'd be better to make it a little bit interactive. We could even just do it like a half time or something. I'm trying to find a way of just, I don't know, working different bits into each segment. Or different segments into each game, rather. Liam Mann in Arsenal looking shaky. It's not been a great start for Arsenal, it has to be said. As Nick Knack said at the start, you know, Bilbao are having a really good go at them here. It feels like Arsenal are just maybe not on the ropes. On the ropes would maybe be a struggle. Corner ball in. Flicked on. Edge of the box. And I think he skied that one. Oh, whoa. David Raya. What's he doing? Callum says, Key, why do these teams find it easy to break down low blocks, but we struggle? Bilbao opened them up a few times. Why do these teams find it easy to break down low blocks, but we struggle? Bilbao opened them up a few times. Is that a dig at Arsenal saying they've got a low block? Reece, I'd be regularly once Burnley have surpassed Derby's 11 points total as the worst Premier League team ever. Hey, you won't be far off that, mate. I promise you. You'll have that done within maybe another month or so. I think after the next international break, you'll be fine. You'll be past those 11 points. Because in fairness, you probably should have. You deserved, I think, at least maybe 1 or 2 out of United and Liverpool, didn't you? And obviously you've got 3 against Sunderland, so you should be on. There's a case to be made that you should be on 5 by now. Maybe even more, because I genuinely thought you had a good performance against United at Old Trafford. Bilbao stood up to the far post and just about got away here. Welcome to San Mames. How's it going? John, will you be watching us on Friday, Key? We're watching, Borough against West Brom is the game on Friday night. So, yeah, we've got live footy on every night as normal. Sam, are you doing another game today? I am indeed, yep. Doing Spurs against Villarreal. That kicks off at 8 o'clock. So as soon as this one's finished, we'll be doing a bit of Spurs Villarreal. Yeah, I was going to say, Arsenal just feels like they don't take enough risk. And that's the same problem that everyone has with Mikel Arteta, isn't it? They don't want to take the foot off the gas. And that's also the same kind of grievance that Arsenal fans have with them, is take the handbrake off, is what, what's his name? Lee Judges was saying. Take the handbrake off, take the handbrake off. And it's true. It really is true. They've got a talented squad, Arsenal. They've got some really, really good midfield players now to add to the good defence that they've got. It just feels like there's maybe not enough of a gamble taken sometimes, and they're far too safe. Especially in key moments of matches as well. Now, they're breaking forward here. This is good. But Bilbao quite easily get it away. Swifty, very poor start at Arsenal. And John says Arteta too safe. Always has been. Knick-knack, Arsenal struggling to get anything going in tournament football. Being risk-averse can be the right strategy. Well, that maybe was truer when it was the old-school European Cup in terms of away goals and things like that. I always understood that approach then because, you know, it really did matter. Whereas it feels like in a league phase like this, you've kind of got everything to gain and not much to lose. You might as well go for it because you only have to finish in the top 24. If you don't finish in the top 24 and there's not really any advantage gained by finishing top. I mean, ideally you want to finish in the top 8 so you miss out an extra couple of games. But you only have to finish in the top 24 to get through. As a general rule, that's not the worst thing. So, yeah, and away goals not counting. Yeah, I don't think the likes of Rafa Benitez and Jose Mourinho, who made their name on this sort of tournament when it was away goals and all that sort of stuff, maybe wouldn't thrive as much. You now need the likes of Jurgen Klopp's and managers who throw a bit of caution to the wind. Even Sir Alex Ferguson, to a degree, he was forever throwing 4 strikers on. Better to lose 2-0 than 1-0. Or better to lose 4-0 than 1-0. Still essentially a knockout stage. To a degree, yeah. Isaac says Liverpool predictions for Liverpool v Atletico. I think 3-0. And the reason I say that is partially because they haven't got their best player. Julian Alvarez hasn't missed a game for Atletico Madrid. Since he signed for Atletico Madrid from Manchester City, Julian Alvarez hasn't missed a game. First game he's missed, Liverpool. So yeah, he's out of the game tomorrow. And as a result, it means we're probably going to be facing Sorloth, the Timu Gyökeres. Although that's a little bit harsh, actually. Sorloth's not a bad striker. But yeah, we'll be facing Sorloth and maybe Conor Gallagher and... You know, Atletico Madrid have still got a really, really talented side. I watched them the other day, funnily enough, against Villarreal. And they won quite comfortably. So, yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. Simeone games never are. But, yeah, I expect Liverpool will win. Liam Manning, former Palace striker. And G. Lawrence Key, you're just jealous of Gyökeres Barnett. Gyökeres Barnett, aren't you, mate? I am. Yeah, I'd love it if I could... Give it a bit of that. Nick Nat, the Palace reject, turned good. There was a few signed around that time. Do you remember him? What was his name who signed for Cardiff? He was of a similar sort of physical stature. Andreas Cornelius. Do you remember him? Signed for Cardiff from Copenhagen, I think it was. Big money. Oh, this is better from Madueke, but really, really good defending, it has to be said, from Bilbao. That's very, very good stuff. Declan Fox, come on, Atletico Madrid. Come on, Atletico Madrid. Bit harsh. Be yourself, Dylan. Are you watching Arsenal? I made my Champions League fantasy team. I am indeed, mate, yes. And Isaac, I reckon a buzz cut would suit you, Kee. That's nice of you to say, man. G. Lawrence, you've tried the side part in the hairline, just ain't as strong, unfortunately, bro. Listen, hairline's been giving it up for a while. It's just one of them things. Some people are blessed, some people aren't. Well, I am blessed. I am blessed in many other ways, so I'm all good. I have many things to be thankful for, but a hairline is maybe not one of them. Declan, hope they hammer you lot. Oh, that's harsh, Declan. That is harsh. Don't be like that, mate. Thought he was going to be mate to us. Martin van der Linden, what do you think about the game? I think Atletico Bilbao started very, very well. Arsenal, I wouldn't say they're under the cosh, but they've not really enjoyed the opening 20 minutes, have they? Bilbao have definitely caused them a few issues. They've put them under pressure in the wide areas. Looks like Arsenal maybe need to just feel the way into the game, start to get a touch of the ball a little bit, because they're not actually, I don't know what the possession stats are in the opening few minutes here, or the opening 20 minutes, but it feels like Bilbao have been in control of the ball, not just in terms of chances, but they've actually, it's completely the opposite. 65% Arsenal. 65% Arsenal, 35% Bilbao. So yeah, gut feel was totally wrong. Declan Fox, haha, you slag off United. I do not, mate, ever. I never, ever do. Callum the Red, scorers tomorrow. I've gone Maka and Isak. I have gone for... No, I don't think Isak scores. And McAllister, I don't think he even starts, to be honest. He looked ropey towards the end of his performance against Burnley, didn't he? Because he got that clip from Ugachukwu. Reece said Saka's record last be denied. Neither can his overall effectiveness, but I do feel like Madueke is better, more dynamic and better to watch. Christ, that's something I don't think anyone would have been comparing Madueke and Saka after 4 games of the season. I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way, there, Reece, but that's quite a jump, isn't it, for the fact that we're even talking about that. Nick Nat just feels like Bilbao are playing with more energy and intensity. It feels like they're getting the ball in the hurting Arsenal. They're getting it in the right areas. Here's Gyökeres, big chance for him. In behind. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. Got to do better there. If he's onside, you know. He's onside. I tell you what, I think Gyökeres has to do better there. He's got about a 5-yard head start on the centre-back. That's the sort of thing why Gyökeres... That is the sort of thing why Gyökeres is getting criticism, for exactly that reason. Nick Nack, they've given Arsenal no time on the ball whatsoever. Very, very true. Well, Bilbao keep coming up the other end. Cut inside here. I think he just took it wide, didn't he? I don't know why. He should have been cutting across the defender there. Instead, he kind of drifted wide onto his left foot, onto his weaker foot, and then shot across the keeper. I think in that position, you've got to try and... I mean, he's used his body well there. That's really, really good play in the channel here. That's the first bit of really, really good play I've seen from Gyökeres. That was very smart. Reese, I just enjoy wingers who hug the touchline. Don't get a lot of them these days, do you, to be honest? William Key, how many other La Liga clubs, including Bilbao, can only use Basque players? If so, who? None. None, it's only Bilbao. Reese, I'm going to name Key, Jokeres hater. That's out of order, that, mate. That's well out of order. I don't hate Jokeres. I just accurately describe him. This is better from Arsenal. Madweke. Chance. Oh, and it's a sitter again from Jokeres. 5 yards out. Free header. Good ball in from Timber. And Victor Midi Jokeres with the header wide. Knick-knack, do Bilbao have no foreign players? Well, technically they do, I guess, because Inaki Williams plays for Ghana, doesn't he? But they do have a policy that they have to be coming through the Basque Academy, and they have to, they have to be Basque, or they have to come. I don't think it necessarily means they have to come through their academy, but there has to be some sort of a connection to the Basque area, whether it be mother, father, they were born there, they lived there for a long time, grew up there, came through the academy, whatever, which is the case with, I think, Inaki Williams and Nico Williams. They talk about the sort of harrowing story of the mum and dad coming on the back of a truck from Ghana and arriving in the north of Spain and settling there and all that sort of stuff. It's really harrowing, but yeah, that's obviously why they feel that connection there. Liam, don't call anyone. I won't even say it. Paul, thanks, Paul. What are we saying? Is that the first time you've had the game you're watching on? Evening, pal. Oh, was in on there? Yeah, I changed the board at the top just to see if it made any sort of difference to engagement, but it doesn't really seem to have. Reece said, what a sitter. Key's right about him. Chance for Arsenal. Cleared away by Bilbao. I tell you what, there's still chances here for Arsenal, even though they've not started particularly well. It's going to be a throw into Arsenal. William Laporte, I was surprised he's gone to Bilbao. Is he playing? No, he wasn't. He wasn't registered in time, I believe. Bex Perry, how's it going, Bex? Mike, has Thomas Partey been put behind yet? Has he been put behind? I assume you mean behind bars. And no, at this point in time, he is still innocent until proven guilty, I guess. So, yeah, no. Still free to play tonight, I believe. I don't know if he is playing tonight, by the way. But I assume he is free to play. Be Yourself Dylan added a dance to a music artist song, Joshua Baraka. He has added it to his record label. Nice. Can't say I've heard of him, but well done. I like it. You're making a difference, man. Love it. John, do you think Eze was much of an improvement on Martinelli or not? Well, he is. Yeah, he is a better player than Martinelli, but I don't think in this system he is necessarily, no. Martinelli is a really direct runner, and Arteta hasn't been able to get the best out of him, I don't think. Not for a while, anyway. I think Martinelli's a very, very underrated player. He's still only 24, which is the same age that Mo Salah was when Chelsea sold him. So, like, it feels like there's still time for Martinelli. He's a really, really good player. Jurgen Klopp once called him, I think, his favourite non-Liverpool player. And then he called Jared Bowen that a few years later. But he was a really, really good player, and it just didn't quite work out for him. at Chelsea, and then obviously Martinelli, the same you could say at Arsenal in the last couple of years. I think Martinelli might have to move to get back to his best. But Eze, I just don't feel he suits this system. Better player right now, but I don't feel like he suits Arsenal's system. Big game tomorrow, pal, says Paul. Yeah, we'll be watching that one. Who is it who's gone down here? Is it Victor Gyökeres? 2 down for Arsenal. Both went for the same ball. Well, Gyökeres is one of them. I think Rice is the other. Let's see. Who was it who went and got it? It was Gyökeres and Gabriel. Ooh, yeah, naughty. William, what's happening to Partey? What did he do? We won't talk about it on here, mate. But if you just Google his name, then you'll find it. Isaac, I reckon Martinelli is going to Serie A. I think he suits the Premier League, though. Really does suit it, doesn't he? Are you watching Madrid tonight? I'm not, mate. No, I'm watching Spurs against Villarreal. The Real Donut says Union Saint-Gilloise are winning 1-0 up against PSV. 34% possession for Bilbao to 66% for Arsenal. Still only 1 shot on target, which was that one from Gyökeres, which I think he probably should have done better. John, is that how you pronounce that team? Which team? Villarreal? Yeah, Villarreal. I assume that's which one you meant, John. Cut looks really deep from Gyökeres. I think he might have to go off, maybe. We'll see. Might be a bit of concussion, maybe. Oh, USG. Yeah, Union Saint-Gilloise. CFC, how we doing, lad? I'm doing good, mate, yeah. How are you, more importantly? Paul, got my new shirts through today, mate. Don't forget, there's 2 waiting here for you. Mate, I've not forgot about him. I still need to figure out a way of you actually getting him here. But it's on my to-do list. So I'll absolutely let you know as soon as, because I know it's a really, really lovely gesture, so I will do. I promise you. It's on my to-do list. Liam Manning, hope it doesn't ruin his hair, though. Well, I think should be okay to continue. Guess we'll see. They've got a concussion sub for these sorts of reasons, haven't they, ultimately? Looks like he's going to soldier on, says Nick Knack. Well, here we go. Let's see. B-Self Dylan, can't wait. I get to play FIFA Ultimate Team 26 this Friday. Oh, God, no, I can't. Can't even begin to think about spending any money on FIFA Ultimate Team. Swerve that. I'll definitely play career mode, though. Looking forward to playing a bit of career mode, but yeah, Ultimate Team's just pain in the backside. Liam Manning, so you think Sesko would have been a better fit at Arsenal than Gyökeres? Not necessarily, no. No, I think Gyökeres and Arsenal can be a good fit. They're quite different profiles of strikers. I think Sesko would have been a better signing for Arsenal. Don't necessarily think he would be a better fit right now. But for 70 million quid, there or thereabouts, for the pair of them, Sesko's a lot younger. I think he has a higher ceiling. So yeah, I would... Yeah, I would probably have said Sesko's a better signing. But I think Gyökeres is the better player right now. Razine, hiya mate, what's your call on the biggest surprise and biggest upset for this Champions League season? I think Newcastle and upset's going to be PSG. So you think Newcastle could be the biggest surprise? Oh, I don't know about that. I think biggest surprise, honestly, might be PSG. Might be Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid might go out quite early as well. I've not been incredibly impressed by him. I mean, Mbappe looks like he's finding his feet now, but Real Madrid don't look like they're starting all that well. I think actually Bayern Munich could crash out quite early as well. There's going to be a big casualty in that first, the immediate, this league phase. I feel like we might lose a Bayern Munich. We very nearly lost PSG, didn't we? Last year, PSG very nearly didn't even qualify. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if certainly one of the big English teams, whether it be a Chelsea or a Spurs or a Newcastle, possibly don't. Knick-knack, Real Madrid often slow starters though. Again, very true, yeah. And do you know what? They play Marseille. Is it tonight they play Marseille? It is, isn't it? They play Marseille tonight. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that one finished in a draw. Mason Greenwood's there. He's flying, doing really well. So it wouldn't be a surprise if Mason Greenwood ended up getting a goal at the Bernabeu and Marseille nicked a point. But in terms of biggest surprise, who do I think could go far that maybe we're not expecting? Surprise. It's difficult to say. It feels like all the German teams have kind of been robbed of their best players. Spanish teams, it's not really any surprise in any of them. I don't think Bilbao are right, neither are Villarreal. Look at Italy. Juve, Inter, not quite at it. I'm struggling. I think maybe Spurs. I'll say Spurs. Knick-knack, it's about coming good at the right time in this competition. Now that is very true, isn't it? Yeah, it's all about just making sure you finish strong, basically. Because you can have a really poor start and still end up winning the whole thing, as PSG showed last season. Reece says, ref has got an agenda against my mate Declan. He's shocking. Be yourself, Dylan. Napoli. Now, Napoli is a very, very good shout. De Bruyne, McTominay, Ballon d'Or challenger, Rasmus Højlund. Yeah, Napoli could be a good shout, Dylan. I like that. And what we're saying, will you play pro clubs with viewers? Well, I'm going to play career mode with viewers. So I'm going to do a live sort of watch along with viewers, definitely. But to be honest, everyone's going to be doing that, aren't they? Can Bilbao win this? Yeah, absolutely they can. They've started quite well. They've had a couple of half chances, but so far, 0-0 first half. Doesn't really look like we're going to see a goal before half time. But that could be the kiss of death. Voltemada would have been a better fit at Arsenal, in my opinion. Very astute. Totally agree with that, Paul. Knick-knack says Rasmus Højlund. Mate, Rasmus Højlund's 2-2, isn't he, now for Napoli? Scored a really good goal at the weekend. Starting to really look good. Again, the player that signed for United. And Razine Auber is in Marseille as well. Back in 2022, he scored a brace in a 4-0 El Clasico for us. Surprise would be Man United. Well, that would be a massive surprise if Man United did anything in the Champions League this season. Reese, ref has got an agenda. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. That Bilbao defence is very poor, says Nick. And Sam, my prediction's 1-1. But my shocked prediction is 5-1 for Newcastle. 5-1? No, behave yourself. Razine says, what's your hot take? Mine is that Real Madrid will get knocked out early on in the playoffs. I feel like it's maybe the year where Arsenal could go quite far. I actually think Arsenal don't win the league, but actually might do alright in the Champions League this year. It might be the year they get their monkey off the back in terms of the Champions League, the European Cup. So I guess time will tell. Arsenal won't go far. Isaac, come on, Key. Don't you know how mighty the Mags are? And what we saying? PSV losing 2-0 against USG. Oh, it's getting... Oh, it's been a bad shout. Anyone who's backed PSV, sorry. I knew that was going to be one to stay away from. Last 4 minutes before half time here. The actual Anthony Gordon in the chat. Claim for the handball. You're not getting that. Behave yourself. Although saying that, the handball in the Europa League semi-final here was horrendous, wasn't it? The one that United got. Shocking. Ref hates Eze, says Reese, and B4LMERH. How's Eze playing? He's not really had a kick, to be honest. B South Dillon, Brentford v Villa tonight as well. Yeah, very true. Some good games tonight in the EFL Cup. It's not just Brentford v Villa. You've got Sheffield Wednesday against Grimsby as well. And Palace v Millwall. What a derby that is. Razine, who said Newcastle are going to beat us 5-1? That's Sam on TikTok, mate. Sam said that. That was close, says Sam here. Well, again, it's another half chance, isn't it, that's just going begging. They're not quite asserting themselves when they get forward, Arsenal. They're not really hurting Bilbao. And on the counter-attack, Bilbao have just shown there they've got the pace to... That's a foul all day. They're just going to frustrate Arsenal all night here. Madueke's not enjoying himself. Paul Hexham, is Man United playing in the EFL Cup tonight? Whoops, I guess not. And welcome to me, man. Says, don't forget the thrill of a game, Wimbledon v Palace Academy. Wimbledon v Palace Academy? Is that a roundabout way of saying Palace against Millwall? Ernesto Valverde there, hand on head. Absolutely gutted. Oh, the EFL trophy. All right, I didn't know that. It's a cool stadium, San Mames, isn't it? David Raya. Oh my God, very nearly giving a corner away there, Arsenal. Julian Timber and David Raya, a bit of a miscommunication. Arsenal might need half-time here. Asdren says, Arsenal is so overrated, man. Samir, Donnarumma or Alisson, who's better currently? Alisson's better currently and of all time. It's not even close. He's twice the keeper, Donnarumma is. Long throw into the box here from Bilbao. Cleared away. Only as far as the edge of the box. And out for a goal kick. John says both Villa and the under-21 squad are playing tonight. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, 3 minutes of added on time at the end of the first half here. Sam, Kee, I think Ramsdale is the best keeper in the world. No, you don't, Sam. No, you don't. Come on. Sam here says, boring first half. Yeah, it has been, let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. It has been pretty boring. Oh, again though, Bilbao are putting some crosses in that are really, you know, they're not in nice positions for Arsenal in terms of it. It really would only take a couple of gambles from Bilbao from midfield, and they've had a couple of tap-ins, to be honest. Asdren says Liverpool or Barca will win the Champions League. Well, Arsenal down the left-hand side here, and that's a goal kick. Well played, ref. Madueke, he's not having a good night. Sam says, yeah, Kate, I'm tired. I was gonna say, you're definitely tired if you're saying that Ramsdale's the best goalkeeper in the world. I think it's time for a lie down, mate. Bilbao might win this, says Sam here. Question. If you're an Arsenal fan, what is the minimum expectation? I mean, you don't have to be an Arsenal fan to answer this question, but if you were an Arsenal fan, or if you are an Arsenal fan, what's the minimum expectation of this season in order for you to feel like Mikel Arteta's done the bare minimum? You know, that he keeps his job for next season. Is there a world where you win 0 trophies and you would push for Arteta to be sacked? Is there any outcome where that happens? If you're not an Arsenal fan, do you think Arsenal should be thinking about sacking Arteta if they were to win nothing? Here's Bilbao, chance. It's going to be a corner. See, Bilbao pushing towards the end of this half here. There's literally a few seconds left. Welcome to Memeland says quarters, not an Arsenal fan. And Sterniolo and SNC5. Do you reckon Isak is going to play? Yes, I think Isak plays maybe half an hour off the bench against Atletico tomorrow. So let's see how he goes. LRD Jameson, how's Gyökeres looked? He's missed a couple of sitters. Well, he's missed one sitter and he's not done well enough, I would say, with another one. Right, it's going to be half-time here. Half-time at San Mames. It's been Atletico Bilbao 0, Arsenal 0. And Nick Nack says they want to win the league. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of thing. True enough. Reese's Footy Feed says second, semi-finals of this and a domestic trophy. Okay. Half-time. Right, let's have a think of some stuff that, I mean, I guess, what would we say is the missing piece then? If we was to say that Mikel Arteta isn't the man to, is Mikel Arteta the man to lead Arsenal to a Champions League? I suggested that maybe this year might be the year for Arsenal. And I'm a Liverpool fan, but I do think if Arsenal fans really want to push on this year, Mikel Arteta he's been there, 5-6 years now. He won an FA Cup in his first season. It was obviously COVID and all that stuff. Since then, nothing's really been, no trophies have been won. Spent an awful lot of money, more than more than most, it has to be said, in the pursuit of nothing. So I feel like he has to win something. He has to win something, doesn't he, Mikel Arteta? Of course he does. But what's the minimum requirement, and what do we think the missing piece of the puzzle is? George Sophocleus slipped into a coma watching that dross. And Isaac says a half-decent striker. And Paul Hexham, money says Arsenal have spent for Arteta. The money Arsenal have spent for Arteta, the squad, he should have been sacked a year or two ago. LRD Jameson, Arsenal shouldn't even be anywhere near the Champions League. I mean, yeah, I just look at it and think there's got to be something missing for this Arsenal team that maybe they could add in January. Maybe they could add it in January. Maybe they could go and get a loan. Maybe they could be bold and go and get, I don't know, maybe Havertz leaves or Jesus leaves and they go and get another striker to complement Gyökeres. It feels like if they had really, really pushed this summer, they could have gone and got. Bearing in mind, they spent more than Liverpool in the end. They spent more than Liverpool. So what more can Arteta ask for? There's got to be a way that Arsenal can win the Champions League. But I just don't see it necessarily with the squad that they've got. Unless they really throw something extra in there in January, I guess. Reece, be funny if we went and got Voltemada. Oh yeah, go and get him from Newcastle and he gives them the whole Isaac treatment again. George, well done on that pronunciation. Was that close? George Sophocleus. Sophocleus. I think that's about right, isn't it? I guess. I don't know. Just George. George will do. No thanks. Do you know what I was asked the other day as well? This is an interesting question. Maybe this is one that Reece will have a strong opinion on. If you was to make a combined 11 plus a bench of Arsenal right now and Arsenal's Invincibles, what would that team look like? If you were to make a combined 11, Arsenal Invincibles, Arsenal now, you can make a combined 11 plus a bench, what would that look like? Right? And I thought that might be a nice exercise for us to do tonight at half time. What do you think that looks like? Let's do it together, and we'll try to get some sort of a consensus on exactly what that looks like. But in goal, David Seaman or David Raya? Yoko mid clears Henry, and Paul says none from now would get in the Invincible squad. None? You don't think any get in the Invincible squad? Nick Knack, they're making progress though. The team does seem to be getting stronger each season. And JBLFC, hi Key, I won't be on for long. Have to do revision, no worries, man. Nick Knack says Henry would get in. And Nick Knack, Raya for me. So Raya or Seaman? Liam's saying Raya. Nick Knack says Raya. I personally would say David Seaman, but I think, yeah, Raya is certainly worth a shout. That's not a bad comparison, that. Okay, well then let's go left back. Ashley Cole or Calafiori? Ashley Cole or Calafiori? Has to be Cashley, that, doesn't it? I think the centre-backs as well is going to be the interesting point, because you had Sol Campbell and Martin Keown, and now here you've got Gabriel and Saliba. So does Sol Campbell get in over either of them? Calafiori, the sweet, charming prince. Paul, Arsenal was pretty much covered in all areas. Is that not just maybe a little bit of sort of nostalgia and maybe a bit of bias from, it was always better back in the day? Because I feel like that sometimes as well. Gyökeres has to score that. That is a sitter. I don't care what anyone says. That is an absolute sitter. Gyökeres has missed that one there. That's not good enough. But I would go, even if we say Ryan in goal, Ashley Cole left back, middle of the park, you would probably say, probably, I would say Campbell and Saliba. Is that fair to say? Campbell and Saliba at the back, and then right back, is it Timber or is it Lauren? Nick Nat wasn't Lehman the Invincibles goalkeeper. I don't believe so. No, sure. The Invincibles season was it 2003, 2004, and who was the keeper? Let's have a look. Oh, it was as well. Seaman was the year before, wasn't he? All right, I'll revise that then. Seaman was the year before. Fine. Jens Lehmann, not Seaman. I'd still say Raya. Still say Raya's better than Jens Lehmann. Lehmann was a bit of a liability at the best of times, wasn't he? Oisin, yes, so we are forgetting Czech. What do you mean we're forgetting Czech? You've completely missed the whole point of what we're talking about. We're talking about a combined 11 between Arsenal now and Arsenal's Invincibles. So Czech doesn't come into it. He's in neither. Sean Kiley, what's the score? It's 0-0, mate. Half-time, 0-0 in Bilbao. Arsenal probably struggling to break these down. Bilbao have had a half-decent couple of chances. Gyökeres has missed a sitter. It's a tough one to call. I can't see this staying 0-0. I think there's a goal in this, but I wouldn't rule out Bilbao at all. Liam Manning says Lauren for me, right back. I agree. Okay, fine. So let's go Lauren, right back. We've gone maybe Campbell, Saliba. Ashley Cole, left back. And then midfield. So in midfield, you had Robert Pires on the right. Assuming we're going to have to go 4-4-2, aren't we? That's going to be the difficulty, isn't it? 4-4-2. Because they had Henry and Bergkamp up front. Do you know what? Colo Torre it was actually. It wasn't even Martin Keown. It was Colo Torre in the Invincibles. Yeah, sorry, I've just noticed he say that, Nick Nack. It wasn't even Keown. It was Colo Torre. Because I was looking at the year before. Soulless Campbell gets in. And then PSV taking the belt to the ass. Right, so we've got Sol Campbell. Who else in midfield? So midfield, Cesc Fabregas didn't play. Pires, Lundberg, Vieira, and Parla. Or Edu. Gilberto Silva. No, see, Gilberto Silva gets in for 100%. See, I would be putting in Arsenal's midfield. If we were doing a combined 11 now, Arsenal's midfield now, Arsenal's Invincibles midfield, I think it's Gilberto Silva, Vieira, and Rice. Is that fair to say? Gilberto Silva, Rice, and Vieira. Is that the three that we would put in? And then we've got a front three. We've got to try and combine Saka, Gyökeres, Eze into Bergkamp, Henry, Wiltord. Or Bergkamp, Henry, Pires. Bergkamp, Henry, Pires. It's them three, innit? It is them three. Would you swap Pires for Saka? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I think Pires is better than Saka. Does Rice keep his place? Who are you putting in for him? Wiltord, underrated. Underrated was amazing. Petit and Parla. Petit was a couple of years before. Petit was like Mark Overmars era. He'd gone to Barcelona and come back to Chelsea by that point. But he was a really good player, wasn't he, Manu Petit? Wiltord underrated. Joe Willock seems a bit defensive, says Nick Knack. Like I said, I'm happy to be persuaded otherwise. But I just think I don't know, that feels like a good... What do we think? Let me know in the chat. What are we missing? Who are we missing? A combined 11 between Arsenal's team now and Arsenal's team now and Arsenal's invincible team. We have gone with, it feels like, unless anyone wants to persuade me otherwise, we've gone with David Raya in goal. We've gone with Lauren, right back. Did we go Lauren or Timber? We went Lauren, didn't we? Lauren, right back. Sol Campbell and Saliba, centre back. And Ashley Cole, left back. Midfield 3 of Gilberto Silva, Vieira and Declan Rice. And then a front 3 of Pires over Saka, Henry over Eze, and Bergkamp over Gyökeres. Ostermorg, what manager are you going with? Yeah, what manager are we going with? I wonder. I think you've got to go for Arsene Wenger with his big long jacket, his big sleeping bag on, haven't you? That he stands there trying to do the zip up on all night. Joe, Matthew Debussy. Get Johan Kabay in there. Right, if you're watching along with us now and you've not seen us before, give us a like, give us a follow. Make sure you've given us a bit of love. And get over to YouTube as well if you can. Search Kee Thomas on YouTube. It looks a little bit different over on YouTube, doesn't it? Many people start on TikTok and gravitate their way over, so go and check it out. Nick Nat was clearly built on a solid foundation, plus the brilliance of Henry. They were just great, weren't they? It was a great team. Isaac Dwight Gale clears Henry. Right, there you go. Xabi Alonso and Jude Bellingham. Trent all arriving there for Real Madrid against Marseille. Rodent FC. I'm not at all bitter. I'm not even slightly bitter. Juventus v Dortmund as well, about to kick off on TNT Sports 2. We're going to be sticking around and watching Spurs against Villarreal, so we'll give Dan a miss. Do you know what? Right, we're about to kick off for the second half here now. And I was watching a video the other day, and it was about basically how an American... I don't know if you've seen it. You might have seen it pop up on social media. It has been all over socials in the last couple of days. But basically, around the time of the 1994 World Cup, obviously the World Cup's going back over to the US, right? And around the time of the 1994 World Cup, the US sought a team of marketing executives to try and basically hey guys, what changes can we make to this thing called soccer ball to try and make it better for the US audience? Basically, they tried to change a load of stuff in football in the same way that Aussie rules football and, you know, all that, just to try and make it more like NFL and better for the US audience, right? They tried to make all these rule changes to make a completely different sport, because they said that the American audience they don't really get football, soccer, they don't really get it. I don't really get it. Right, we're off for the second half here anyway. Right, second half, 1 second, what are we on? 45-16. Dan plays YouTube. Hello, Key. Can Arsenal win? Yeah, every chance. I mean, good save there from the Bilbao keeper, Unai Simon coming out. Very underrated keeper in, by the way. Newcastle with a 3% for the Champions League. We're winning the lot. Reese, if Aubameyang was still in this team, we'd win the league. Yeah, sorry, the reason I mentioned the 94 World Cup and why all these US marketing executives were trying to make all these changes, I was thinking about what changes, if any, would you make to the current game of football? If you could make any changes, what would you change, if anything? Maybe you don't want to change anything. Maybe you're a traditionalist like me. What would you change? Would it be subs, maybe? Would you have, like, roll on, roll off? Some people have talked about bringing in an extra card. I know, Dylan, if you're watching, you've been talking about bringing in an extra card, maybe. Like, instead of having yellow and red, you've got yellow, maybe orange and red. So an orange means it's like a sin bin. You know, you go off for 10 minutes. I feel like that would actually be quite cool. I actually quite like that. Isaac, half and half scarves. Ban half and half scarves. Knick-Knack says simple, scrap VAR. I think there'd be a fair few who'd get on board with that, wouldn't there? But I like the idea of... I really like the idea of doing sin bins. Because it feels like... Imagine that. Imagine if, like, Liverpool got a sin bin for that tackle that Conor Bradley did, right? And for 10 minutes, Burnley have got an extra man. If you're Scott Parker, you'd be like, let's go and get a goal. Let's go and throw everything at them for the next 10 minutes. It would change everything about football, wouldn't it? It would mean everything becomes dead exciting again for like a brief 10-minute period. Right, it's a free kick to Arsenal. Declan Rice over it. Opportunity for him to whip the ball in. Come on, Bilbao. Keep him out. Good ball in. Chance. Header. Must be. How's he put that wide? Who is that? Oh, it's Mediocres again. It's Mediocres again. He's having a shocker. He was onside. Free header at the back post. Oh, he's got to get that on target. Got to get that on target. Liam Manning says MLS penalties. Oh, we'd all love MLS penalties back, wouldn't we? Have you ever seen that video? If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Go and search YouTube MLS penalties. You would absolutely love them. They are well better than the current penalties. I think you could touch the ball 3 times from the halfway line. Is that right? So what people used to do is like pass the ball forward, take another touch, and then hit it. And you couldn't, after that, you couldn't take another touch. Otherwise, it was a miss. But you got 3 touches from the halfway line. Ostermorg combine the international breaks into one, but preferably scrap them all together. Well, they've done that for next year's international breaks in winter, haven't they? So I don't know if you've seen, but apparently next year, well, not apparently, it's true. In 2026, next year, the FIFA calendar has shortened. So it used to be, like it is this year, there's an international break at the start of September, which is well annoying, and then another international break at the start of October, which again is well annoying. So we get like 4 weeks of international football in an 8-week period, which is grim. Well, in a 6-week period, isn't it? Let's be honest. So, yeah, we've not got an awful lot of football over the next few weeks, and club football. Then we're back to the internationals again. And FIFA, as of next year, have moved that back. They've combined those September and October international breaks into one big international break next year. So we've got from the September, I think it's September 21st to October the 5th, 2026. We've got one big international break. Paul Hexham says shepherding the ball out of play. It's obstruction if you have no intent to play the ball. That's true enough, yeah. And Jake says sins, get out of here, man. Just another tool for Liverpool to cheat. Liverpool to cheat. Here we go. Good ball down the left-hand side. Bilbao cutting forward. Big chance. Wait, oh, I tell you what, if it had gone down then, he'd have got a pen. That's a foul, referee. That's a foul, sir. Oh, I tell you what, that's shocking. That should have been a foul. That should have been a penalty. That should have been a penalty to Bilbao, that. Look at that. Cheers, Jake. Thank you for that. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. Knick-Knack says no points for the draw. 0-0 might be interesting. Great touch, it has to be said. I tell you what, Bilbao, oh, so unlucky. Reese, not entirely sure how Unai Simon is the Spanish #1 and not Raya. Oh, Unai Simon's a good keeper though, mate. If you've seen a fair bit of La Liga, you'll know how good he is. Nah, shoulder to shoulder. Got a claim for it though. Pedri says, what if a team sit back in their half for 10 minutes, every contact on the attacker becomes a foul, so they can't defend anymore, they have to attack. Lee Shears think Bilbao are going to win this, and SB 2027 says Arsenal are poor without Saka. John Zena, is this your full-time job? It is, mate, yeah. Well, not even ashamedly, I'm made up. I quit my job to do this. Whether or not I stay quits, I might end up having to go back and get another job. But no, for the time being, this is my job. Absolutely, yeah. Quit my job to do this. Be Yourself Dylan says this has 0-0 written all over it. And John says United spanked this Bilbao super team 7-1. Liam Manning reckon they should do a point for every goal scored like the Emirates Cup years ago. It's the only way Arsenal could win that. Pedri says, you got a dream job, bro. Don't quit this. Enjoy it. Well, we'll see. Like I said, I've only got till maybe January or so. Around January time, we'll see where I am. If I'm still here in February, it's going all right. If the channel doesn't exist in February, you know what's happened. Here we go. Arsenal pushing forward. And Bilbao managed to get it away. Really good play. Really good play. That's a foul, sir. Come on. Get him on a booking. Get him on a booking. Zubamendi. Get him booked. Nick Knack says, how many of these guys played for United in the Europa knockout? Quite a few, actually. I think the majority, to be honest. Yeah. They're missing Nico Williams and they're missing Yerai, who both played. But most of the team played against United. You got to remember, though, United, they got a penalty and a red card early in the game. Do you remember? So that kind of skewed things. Bilbao didn't start too badly. And then all of a sudden there was a penalty and a red card and it just kind of destroyed the whole tie. John says, why not just do it as a weekend thing rather than going full nuke? I only know one speed, mate. And doing it as a weekend thing, you don't really get anywhere, to be honest. There's very, very few people are able to nowadays. It's either a balls out the bath, full-time thing. You crack at it and either you do it or you don't. So if I don't, then I don't. Nick Knack, I wasn't expecting United to beat them, to be fair. I thought Bilbao would give them a good game, yeah. Pedri, if it don't exist in February, we'll be waiting for you in May. Be Yourself, Dylan. Marseille have a Aubameyang too, and where? Yeah. I wonder how Greenwood gets on, though, against them tonight. Adam, have Arsenal gone too strong for this game, or was a strong team needed? No, they definitely needed a strong team. Bilbao's not an easy game, especially away. San Mames, tough place to go for the best of teams, to be honest. Be Yourself, Dylan says Bellingham doesn't start. And John, what did you do job-wise? I worked in sales for a really long time, mate. I had my own business for a bit, and then I was a sales director in Liverpool for a few years, and then just decided that I wanted to see my daughter more and see my wife more, and was kind of fed up with getting up at 6 a.m. and going to work all day, getting back at 7, 8 o'clock at night, not seeing my little girl. So I thought I'd rather be skint and do something that I love than be, making a good bit of money, but actually not really see my family all that time. So that's what I've done. I quit. And I thought, do you know what? Worst case scenario, if it all goes tits up, I can go and get it again. I'll go and find another way. I'll back myself to go and get a job again in another 12 months' time. And if indeed that turns out to be the case, that's what I'll do. I might be able to just walk back into a job. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't be lucky. But I'll start from the bottom. I'm not bothered. I've got no ego, mate. I'll quite happily go and work in a warehouse. I've done that before. I'll go and work anywhere. I've worked on warehouses. I've worked on building sites. I've been a sales director. I've been a managing director. I've bought and sold a business. I've done a bit of everything. So we'll see what happens. Work at Hooters. I've got the necessary parts for working at Hooters, definitely. I've got a sizable A cup. Be yourself, Dylan. Work at a bar. I can't, mate. I can't work at a bar. Most bars have got lights. Flashy lights. Epileptics like me don't go far in bars, sadly. Go work on the streets on Merseyside flogging Gucci belts. And Swifty, entrepreneur Key, you'll get there. Hey, yeah, give it time. Give it time. I think I'm sufficiently out of the game long enough, Swifty, that I don't think I could be managed by anyone else now. I think I'd be a pain in the arse to be managed by anyone else at this point. Work in Liverpool's club shop. Could do, couldn't I? Yeah, could go and give him a knock and say, "Hey, do you need a moderately famous face in the online football community for a brief spell?" For a brief spell, I was moderately famous in a particular area of the world between the months of March and August 2025. Bilbao coming forward, chance. Hit it! Oh, unlucky. Good save from Raya. Jamal, have you ever been heartbroken? I think I probably have, yeah. Yeah. Although on reflection, it wasn't love. I was in love once though, yeah, of course. You always have your first love and then you didn't quite work out and all that. I was with her for a long time. But yeah, that's probably the closest. But it pales in comparison. I'm married, I've got a little girl now, so I mean, you just don't even, it's nowhere near. It's nowhere near. It's off the scale. Whatever you thought you felt, it's nowhere near what you think. Knick-knack, if Nico Williams was playing Bilbao, would have scored by now. But it feels like they're pushing forward, aren't they? Swifty, I haven't had a boss for over 20 years. Bliss. Love that. Love it. Shelley, bless. Well, yeah. Try. Isaac, first love was Iosi Perez. And Liam, reckon you should be a commentator at lower league, pal. Do you reckon? Do you reckon I could get away with it? I might go and ask, see if they need anyone. Sam, go work at a food bar in Anfield. Work at War Flags and help design our tifos. Arsenal pushing forward. Declan Rice back to Zubamendi. Some proper wrestling going on there. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit... Arsenal are getting a little bit frustrated, aren't they? You can tell. Bilbao holding the shape. Arsenal not really able to penetrate them. And they're just having a little spell of possession here, knocking it around the back. Be yourself, Dylan. There's a Spud Bros in Liverpool now. Someone said they paid 65 quid for 4 Spuds from there. 65 quid. Samoa Bob, are you as pumped about tomorrow as I am for Isak's debut? I am. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I don't think he'll start. I think it might be a 15 minutes off the bench sort of job, but I'm looking forward to it. Isaac, game's gone. 65 quid for 4 Spuds with a bit of coleslaw on and whatever. Nick Nat, do you have any paid up members yet? I don't, and I have been able to, but I haven't put any merch on or anything like that yet because I feel like I'm trying to get to a level where the views are consistently going up, and everyone's had a really bad August. YouTube have made some changes, and apparently it's massively affected everyone's views across August and September. So I was averaging like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 a game on YouTube. Now some of mine have dropped to like 1,000 less. So it's like a massive drop because it's all made they've made changes and stuff on YouTube. And yeah, merch, I would never push merch because it's ridiculous at this point. But people do, don't they, once they've got to a certain level. And you can actually do it on YouTube. I've got the ability to add a shop if I wanted to. But no, I haven't done it because it feels ridiculous and cheeky to ask. In terms of memberships, I've got memberships. I think I've got a few members. But again, I'm trying to set up like a Patreon and things like that where I can actually justify having people who are members and you get something for being a member. Do you know what I mean? I want people to get a membership because they want it, because it makes sense, because it gets them extra things, and they come and watch the lives and enjoy the lives a lot. So I want it to be worthwhile, not just a case of, here you go. So I'm trying to work out exactly how that looks, while also trying to improve the whole setup. And as you've noticed, you can see on YouTube, it looks completely different now. So it's little things like that are just trying to tweak. I'm trying to edit. I'm trying to change my thumbnails to make them a little bit better. That hasn't quite worked. It's a lot of experimenting and seeing what happens, and seeing if it's good, do more of it. If it's crap, change it. Will Rawson, I predict a riot. Kaiser Chiefs. Some great 90s bands, weren't there? Kaiser Chiefs. Zootons. Fratellis. Right, here's Madweke. All the way back to Timber. Timber stands it up. Cleared away by Bilbao. Nick Nat just became a member. Way! Cheers, man. Thank you for that. I don't know why that's just popped up, but thank you. Cheers, man. Reese's Footy Feed. So last people are watching YouTube, or do you specifically football content? Might things be altered back to how they were? Yeah, so again, apparently it's YouTube have made multiple changes around the 10th of August. Apparently it was made. This is, I've seen loads of reports about this, and lots and lots and lots of creators have noticed a drop in YouTube views because of whatever changes they've made. Some of the changes have been related to people who watch on telly. And apparently 35% of people watch me on tellies. I didn't know that. Some people obviously on TikTok, you watch me on your phone. A lot of people on YouTube watch me on the telly. Ben, who's a regular, Ben watches me on telly all the time. And I only know that because his missus goes mad. But I can see from the data that like 35% of people watch on telly and a cross-segment watch on desktop. I think it's like 30% watch on desktop. Now, if you're watching on desktop, the ad blocker on desktop prevents YouTube ads, which means they've not counted those views and they don't push them out. It's all these different things. I don't know. Martin, Arsenal must score 1 goal. Come on. And Nick Nack, I watch on the laptop with the telly on too. Get your phone on as well. Come on, you're a super fan now, Nick Nack. We need to get you on, get you across all platforms. Here's Gyökeres coming off. Who's he coming on for? Off for? Trossard. Oh, I wonder. I don't think he likes that. He wasn't happy there, Gyökeres, was he? But Gyökeres coming off. I think it's maybe it's in part because of the head injury. But he's come off. He's not looking great. Ostermog, can't you see what countries your views are on? Yes. So I think I get about... I can also get age and everything. About 80%... No, that's not true. It's not quite 80%. I think it was about 65% were from the UK and Ireland. There was maybe another 15% that were Australia, the US, New Zealand. And then there was about 10% that was like Asia. And then there was another 10% that might be like, oh, big chance. I can break it all down. I've got all the demographics. The age is all the one that I was most surprised by. I thought it'd be young lads, but it wasn't actually. The vast majority of people who watch this channel are 35 to... Actually, no, 35 to like 55. I've got some who are older than 55, but 35 to 55 is the main bracket. And then there's about 20% who are under 20% who are 18 to 25. I think there's about 10% that are under 18. Isaac says, watch you on my Apple Watch, pal. Be yourself, Dylan. I watched The Sinners last night. It was a great movie if anyone likes vampires. And Ryan, has there been a random league you found surprisingly entertaining while doing your watch-alongs? Honestly, Denmark. I'm serious. The Danish league is cool as. Dylan, need Eze to have a shot on target for 30 quid, ticking me off. I think he might get taken off, you know. Dylan, I'm 22, lad. Oh, Dylan, I'm hoping you get your cash, lad. I'm really hoping you get your 30 bags. Paul, I wonder why English teams struggle against small European clubs like Bilbao. Oh, mate, these aren't small. These were in the European semi-final last year. They're not a bad team, Bilbao. Finished regularly in the top 5 of Spain. Good side. Hayden says, thoughts on Newcastle v Barca. I've backed Barca or draw. I'd be surprised if Newcastle were to get the win. And Samoa Bob says, Bilbao are a great team. They're a great club, aren't they? Everyone's got a soft spot for Bilbao for the way that they approach football and the way that they've got this high, you know, this stringent criteria for players who must play for them. And as a result, all the players who are born in the Basque area, they all aspire to play for Bilbao, don't they? A lot of them don't even want to leave. Because it's like, well, it's like their own country within a country. They're almost like, I guess, the closest thing to Scousers in Spain, it feels like. Liam Manning says, big Arsenal should be winning this. Well, I've got Arsenal to win, yeah. I have got Arsenal to win. Nick Snack says, beating English sides is a big scalp. Even getting a point is a big scalp, isn't it? I think Arsenal, you know, at Bilbao, you would still expect them to win. So if Bilbao managed to get a point here, they'd be delighted with that. Reese's Footy Feed. How people watch football content creators on telly. What they're then going to watch the match itself on. I only watch with you instead of the commentators. But I don't know, mate. Some people just enjoy, I guess, some people have literally told me, they've messaged me and said they just listen to me while they're doing like their ironing or doing the dishes, and they've got me on the telly or they've got me on the phone while they're doing whatever chores they need to do. Someone who said they was doing they were in the gym the other day. So there's, I don't know, mate, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Dylan, yet Man United smashed them like 4 months ago. Levels to this game. And Nick Nat could be people who can't watch the actual game. Yeah, again, it could be that. Which makes me think sometimes maybe I should do more actual commentary. Should I do more actual commentary on these games and just talk about what's happening? But I feel like a lot of people quite enjoy the interaction and talking back and forth. I don't know. Some will, some won't, I guess. If they don't like it, they'll leave. Ryan, Key, what's your thoughts on Yamal ducking the Dan Burn test? With, what was it? Pubic discomfort or pubic pain or something like that. Be yourself, Dylan says, Cole Palmer saw my video. What was the video? And Paul Hexham, compared to others like Madrid's or Barca, they are more like a Bournemouth. Nah, they're more like a Newcastle, if anyone. Or more like a Villa. They're like a Villa. They're like a Villa. Something tells me this one's finishing 0-0. Would be good to hear your commentary skills, but the interaction is good too. Yeah, I don't know if I'm not quite a Peter Drury. Here's Trossard, who has made a difference since he's come on. Somehow he's got a free kick given against him there. Not good. And be yourself, Dylan, it was a dance video that he did on a football video. I copied it. Oh, nice. And is that on Instagram or TikTok? How do you know that he saw it? Right, Eze is going off. Dylan, I'm sorry, mate. I'm really, really sorry. Dylan Barton, he had 30 quid riding on Eze's shot on target. Eze's been subbed off, so unless you've got sub on, play on, then Martinelli is now chasing it. Dylan Martin, Charles D. Austin on social media. Racist towards Mosquera. Deleted his story but saw it a few minutes ago. Ooh. Christ, that's not good. Oh, chance for Arsenal. Big chance. 1-on-1. Should be 1-0. Is 1-0. Who scored it? Is he onside? I think he is. And it's Martinelli. I told you he would make a difference. He's come on and scored an absolutely unbelievable ball over the top. Martinelli straight in. And just a lovely, lovely finish. Almost reminiscent of the goal he scored against Real Madrid. Not that long ago, last season. Final, few games of the season. Clean through, slotted it away. Same sort of goal. Ball over the top. And that's what Arsenal have been missing. Martinelli has had loads and loads of criticism recently. And it's what they've missed from him. Direct running, runs in behind, stretching defences, and a really, really good finish. It was a long ball forward from Unai Simon. Arsenal win the first ball, he win the flick on, and Trossard just knocks it over the top. It's a really good play. He's miles onside. Martinelli, clean on goal, and a lovely finish past Unai Simon. Nothing at all wrong with that. And it's 1-0 to Arsenal. There you go. Dylan had no Eze. Did you have play on? Did you have sub on play on? If you've done it through 365, it's nearly always sub on play on. Reece says keep him. Eze will be gutted, says Paul. And Truman says nice Trossard pass. It was, wasn't it? And Liam says should have saved that if I'm honest. It was. I think he hit it early, didn't he? He hit it early before the keeper could set himself. Nicking that clever flicked ball over the top. He did really, really well there, Trossard. He's a clever player. Oh no, happy days. I sub on. I told you, Dylan. Well done. There you go. You've boxed it. Good lad. Reece, I was thinking of commentating on Brentford v Villa tonight. Only thing putting me off is I'm unfamiliar with Brentford's second string. Need to stop finding excuses though. Oh mate, honestly, don't. Like I said, if you do it, just think about the absolute worst thing that can happen. Absolute worst thing is that you get no viewers. And to be honest, you might do. You probably will do on your first goal, or your first couple of goals. I remember mine for the first maybe the first month I was doing it. And you've got a bit of a base following, haven't you? You've been doing this a long time. First month or so I was doing it. Oh, I think I remember the first game, I got something like maybe 6 people viewing it, and they mostly came in and buggered off. It was absolutely shocking. So yeah, don't worry about it. Just give it a go and start. Everyone starts somewhere. You've got to give it a go to get wherever you want to get to, and so yeah, see how you get on. Martinelli 1, Verts 0. See, you actually believe that, don't you? Jamal Martinelli is world-class, clear of Gakpo. And thoughts on Zubimendi potentially being a better register than Gerrard. Register. Oh, Jamal, you're a clever guy, mate. Don't use terms like that. Register. Trequartista. Mazzala. Libero. Absolutely shocking. On a separate one, I have Arsenal to score 1 or more and Eze to have a shot. Oh, nice. So there you go. Yeah, you're on, mate. I'm telling you. You've got that. If Martinelli scored there, that's your 1 shot on target. You only need 1 more, don't you? 1 more. Come on, we're all rooting for you. I don't necessarily love Arsenal, but if they get 1 here, then, fair play. Well done to him. Nick Knack, well, I lost my bet. I laid Arsenal at evens. And Shelley, you're feeling better today. I am, yes, Shelley, thank you. Dylan, Gerrard, third best midfielder in Prem history. Zubi, when all said and done after a few years, will not even surpass Fabregas's Arsenal legacy. If Gerrard's the third best in your opinion, who's the best? Who's the best midfielder in Prem history if you're saying Gerrard's the third best? Paul, we should have brought Rodrigo and sold Gakpo, in my opinion. Oh, no. No, that's shocking, Paul. Gakpo's wicked. Dylan, Lord, I'm commenting loads today. Sorry for the spam. No, mate, you're not spamming. This is great. I love it. Comment as much as you can. It's all good. It's all helping. It helps push the video out as well. So keep commenting. I love it. You're not spamming at all. And it's not like you're spamming. You're saying good stuff as well. So, no, sure alike. It's all good, man. Yeah, Gakpo's wicked. Why are you saying sell Gakpo for Rodrigo of all people? Gakpo's, after Salah, Liverpool's next biggest goal contributor. Pedri, Tottenham Tifo looks good tonight. What's the Tottenham Tifo? Lewis C says Gakpo is quality and Rodrigo isn't even a left winger. PSV 0, Union Saint-Gilloise 3. 3! They have battered PSV on their own turf. Absolutely shocking from PSV. And Paul Hexham says Gakpo is too slow and easily readable. He shoots every time. Isn't that why he scores and assists so many, though? I feel like Gakpo gets a bit of a bad rap, but he's up there with the best of them, I think, on that left wing. There's not too many left wingers I'd swap for Gakpo. Or swap Gakpo for. Shelley, who's down? I think... Is it Mosquera? Oh, no, it's not Mosquera. Who is it who's down, actually? I don't know. It's an Arsenal player. But I don't know who. Oh, it's Marino. It's Mikel Marino. Yeah, same sort of thing as in the first half. Clash of heads. Right, what are we saying, Dylan? Gerrard, third best midfielder in Prem history. De Bruyne and Scholes, 1 and 2. Both playing ability and trophy-wise, they have to be up there. Gerrard has a bit more passion, though. Does it not count that Scholes literally said that Gerrard is a better player than him? That Scholes said, I couldn't have done what Gerrard did for Liverpool, but he definitely could have done what I'd have done for Manchester United. If you'd have put Gerrard in United's team, United win everything that they win, and more, maybe. You put Scholes in Liverpool's team, they don't win the Champions League, they don't win the FA Cup, but they don't win any of that stuff, do they? So, like, let's be honest, there's no way Scholes is better than Gerrard. I don't think De Bruyne is either way, but each to their own. To each their own, absolutely. Reese says, nice one, Key, you've given me the nudge to do it. Go for it, mate. I'm really rooting for you. Go and do it, man. Dylan, I wish Club Brugge were able to score 3 goals a few days ago for our bet. Oh, they absolutely killed us, didn't they? Club Brugge, of all people. Nick Knack, you want to be the one not getting nutted in the back of the head in those situations? Who were? Lewis C, I think De Bruyne versus Gerrard is close, but Stevie G is better than Scholes and Lampard. But even De Bruyne against Gerrard, De Bruyne is more of a number 10 and even a wide player than Gerrard. Gerrard affected the game far more than De Bruyne did defensively as well. I just feel like it's a different claim, isn't it? With De Bruyne, I feel like De Bruyne is more like an Ozil. Like you put him as a number 10. He's certainly not a box to box type of player. Gerrard it's either Gerrard and Vieira, Gerrard or Lampard, Gerrard or Keane, Gerrard or maybe Yaya Toure you could compare him to, because Yaya Toure played a little bit deeper as well. There's not too many others. De Bruyne, I feel like you could put Gerrard and De Bruyne in the same midfield. Nick Nack, Xavi used to love watching Matt Letizia too. That's true. I was going to say, listen, Xavi, Iniesta and Zidane all complimented Paul Scholes, of course, and they all complimented Gerrard too. If you look at Zidane, Zidane said that many times about Gerrard as well. So I don't feel like you can take too much of that into account. But the really, really strong one, I think, that if you're comparing players, it always has to be, if you put him in his position, do they win the same things? And I feel like there's no way at all Liverpool win that Champions League with Paul Scholes in midfield. There's just no way. As good as Scholes was, and he really was good, but there's just no way that happens. Whereas I think with Gerrard in midfield, United probably win everything and maybe even a touch more. I think Fergie wins more than just the 2 European Cups with Gerrard in there. And Dylan, I want to acknowledge Giggs in the best midfielder debate, but he's nearly a criminal, so I'd rather not give him praise. Yeah, difficult to separate the art from the artist, isn't it? I'm a little bit like that with Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez is the best centre-forward I've ever seen, but he's also really, really difficult to like. And Nick Nat, trouble is you'll never know. Trophies do mean things. They do, but it's like using clean sheets to measure how good a goalkeeper is, isn't it? You can't say clean sheets are the measure of a good goalkeeper when it takes a whole team effort to win a clean sheet. There's loads of players who won absolutely nothing, really. Cheers for that, Paul. Thank you. Love it. Yeah, the amount of players who won rag all, as you know, because they were playing in pretty naff teams. Shearer never won anything, really. Eric Cantona never won a Champions League. Dylan, if you put Crouch in that prime Barca team, they would have still won everything. Put Messi in Stoke and they wouldn't even get 16th. What we saying? Ben Arthur clears Gerrard. Gerrard, David Silva. I'd say David Silva and De Bruyne are far more comparable. Paul Hexham, Gerrard did everything. Can't put any other player up against him. It's true enough. And Nick Nack, by the way, what a name. Love the orange flavour. Scampi and lemon for me. It's nice and spicy, isn't it, the orange one? And then there's Ribbon Saucy, which is the purple one. Kind of looks like Arsenal's away kit tonight. Ribbon Saucy, nice and spicy, and scampi and lemon. I feel like Nick Nacks would be great if they had a pickled onion flavour. That's defo my... What's your crisp choice? What's your favourite crisp choice? Cheers for the share there, Adam. Thank you for that. Messi in Stoke might have been interesting, says Truman. And Pedri says Atleti Liverpool is the most obvious 1-0 Liverpool ever. Hey, there's a chance here for Bilbao on the counter if they get this right. They're away here. Big chance. Last 5 minutes. Turn. Oh, too easy. Arsenal get it away. Dylan, what a crisps. What a crisp that was then. Joe, salt and vinegar squares. Yeah, salt and vinegar squares. Goat crisps. I always felt like wheat crunchies would be better crisp than they actually were. Not a fan of steak McCoys a lot. Cheese and onion discos, nice ginge, yeah. Pickled onion discos. They're making a bit of a return, aren't they? A bit of a flame grill McCoys. There you go, Liam. I knew you'd be all over them. Dylan says chili heatwave Doritos with Halo 3 and FIFA 15 with your mates. Prime night. It's one game I never played, that Halo. Hey, thank you for that, Paul. Thanks again, mate. What's this? Prawn cocktail discos are banging. Sam, I like Quavers. Skips. Underrated. Scampi fries are also goated. Can't say I've ever had scampi fries either. Do you know what I've never had? And I always feel like I don't know if I'd love them or not. But I've never been able to work up the courage to actually have one. Pork scratchings. Have you ever gone to a pub and got a bag of pork scratchings? Can't. I just can't. Can't do it. Can't do it. Nick Knack says, fun fact, Darren Bent's favourite crisps are salt and vinegar discos. Are they really? And Shelley says, roast chicken crisps and pickled onion monster munch. Timmy Bing, T-bone steak roysters. Where have they come from? Roysters? Oh, it's two. Who's that? Who's that? Who's stuck it away? Oh, it's Trossard. He's made all the difference since he's come on. Trossard now getting an assist to go with... Sorry, now getting a goal to go with his assist. Unbelievable. Leandro Trossard took a big deflection this one. But I think... Oh, hang on a minute. The claim for a foul. Might be a claim for a foul here. The referee is saying there might be a check here. Hang on. There might be a check. Arsenal still celebrating. I don't think there is anything wrong with it. I'll be honest. It looks like this one might stand. But it's looking like a 2-0 win for Arsenal. And what a result. It has to be said. It's a really good result in San Mames for Arsenal. Inaki Williams, the captain of Bilbao, absolutely raging over something. He's not happy. I think he's saying there's a bit of holding. Potentially a bit of holding. Let's watch. Zubamendi. Oh, I don't know, that is, it's a little bit soft, but he does hold him back. I don't know, there might be a check. I think if the referee's not give it, there's no way you're going to get a VAR on this one. The ball goes to the touchline, it's pulled back to Trossard, and his shot takes a couple of big deflections, actually, and then it deflects in off the post, I think. Yeah. Deflection, pass to Unai Simon, in off the post. There you go, 2-0 Arsenal. 2-0. How's about that then? Nick Knack, Martinelli involved again. I think he might have got a goal. Yeah, he might have got an assist for that one. Martinelli. Let's have a look. PSV 1, USG 3. I think, am I right in saying, yeah, Martin, there you go. So the two subs, you've got to give, I'll call, let's call it how it is. Arteta has done incredibly well there, hasn't he? Let's give Arteta some praise for a change, because I have called him out a number of times. But actually, it's a really, really good, a good bit of play from the manager to make the right changes at the right times. He brings on Trossard and Martinelli on or around the 65th, 70th minute. Martinelli scores, assisted by Trossard within 60 seconds. And then 15 minutes later, Trossard scores, assisted by Martinelli. You can't really argue with that. That's unbelievable from Arteta. Fair play to him. And for all the stick we give him, you've got to call it out when he actually does well. So, good bit of play there by the manager. Assist and a goal each for Trossard and Martinelli. If you'd have somehow managed to get goal and assist from those two, then fair play to him. Dylan only subscribed a bit, but channel is a good crack. Oh, man. Cheers, Dylan. Thank you for that. That's very nice of you, mate. Cheers for the super chat. Lovely to see you. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, as always. If you're new around here, go and check us out on YouTube, Premier League Dad. And Truman, thank you for the follow as well. Gyökeres is the issue then, I reckon, says Liam. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to encourage more Gyökeres, mediocres hate. But I feel like Gyökeres did okay, actually. He didn't quite get the goal that he maybe should have got. Hincapié and Norgard coming on here. Calafiori going off. And is it Zubamendi gone off as well? Didn't see who the other player was. But it's Athletic Bilbao 0, Arsenal 2. We got 6 minutes of added time at the end of this one. Samir says, Key appreciating Arteta, a very rare occasion. And Truman, do you know, is there any other teams like Bilbao with just homegrown players? Well, there's certainly some teams who have a strong preference for homegrown players. So Real Sociedad do have a preference for players from the San Sebastian region. I don't know how, in terms of, I don't think there's like a, you have to be playing for, or come through Sociedad, but there's a lot of players who are from Sociedad and from San Sebastian who play for Sociedad. It's the same sort of thing. So there you go. Here, actually, I've just asked AI, and there is Chivas, Club Guadalajara Chivas in Mexico have a Mexican-only policy, and El Nacional in Ecuador exclusively fields Ecuadorian rivals. Real Sociedad previously had a policy for only local players up to 1989. For 30 odd years it was exclusively players from San Sebastian who could play for Sociedad, but they discontinued that in 89. They still do have a large, you know, contingent of players from that region, but they do still have, I mean, like Ori Oskarsson, for example, who's Icelandic, he plays for Sociedad. We know that Takafusa Kubo, the Japanese winger, plays for Sociedad. So they've got, you know, they've got internationals, of course, from other parts of the world. But yes, they've definitely shown a preference for local players. Paul Hexham says lots of English clubs got Spanish clubs first game in Europe this year. Yep, it is basically England against Spain this week and next week in Europe. Nottingham Forest playing Betis away, of course, next week in the Europa League. For Doug's sake, says USG are from where? Belgium. Indeed, yeah, Belgium. And Truman says, I am Icelandic. Lovely. I went to Keflavik a few years ago. We went to Reykjavik as well, but we ended up flying into Keflavik, obviously. Did the whole, whatever it's called, Blue Lagoon and Northern Lights and all that stuff. Tried Whale as well. Joe, we have a lot of Newcastle supporting players, but not from here. Yeah, Dan Byrne, I was going to say, is a popular one, isn't he, for that reason. Knick-knack, even with the deflection, it was still a skillful finish from Trossard. He's a very underrated player, Trossard, isn't he? And Dylan Hincapié, a club legend for my Glen Torrent, saving Football Manager, currently in 2033, and he's club captain with over 350 games. For Glen Torrent, how have you managed to pull that one off, Dylan? Iceland v England 2016, best game at that Euro, save for Northern Ireland versus Ukraine. I don't remember the Northern Ireland-Ukraine one. But Iceland v England, obviously, yeah, they put us out, didn't they? Nick-Nat, can't really fault how Bilbao have played tonight. Gave it a really good go, but beaten by a better side in the end. Just moments, isn't it? I actually think Bilbao probably are value for a point, but it's just two moments. Just two moments. One bit of skill from Trossard, Martinelli showing real pace off the bench. That's won it for Arsenal. The first goal creates the second, effectively, because Bilbao then have to push out. But yeah, just moments. It's all moments, isn't it? And they've done really, really well. Kai says, is Arsenal on Amazon Prime? No, it's on TNT. Truman Golden Circle. Is that where you go out into the art? Well, we went out into the glacier sort of thing. I assume that's what you mean. Where you're just out in the middle of nowhere. It's just white. Oh, it's shocking. Scary. But it was cool. I enjoyed it. Joe says Murphy, Hall, Longstaff, Anderson, Byrne and Dummett. Paul Dummett. Torn says just in from work, obviously missed the game, seems Arsenal have won. They have, yes. 2-0. There is about 15 seconds left in this one, and then it'll be done. Dylan, I cheated a bit and raised my youth facilities to 20, sold a few players and then persuaded Hincapié to join alongside another young Ecuadorian prospect for all my budget. Hey, why not? Kai says, what Newcastle game? Again, it's on TNT. Spurs is on Prime, is it really? Right, well, it's full time here in San Mames. Athletic Bilbao 0, Arsenal 2. And that's it. That is it for this one. I will be back in about 10 minutes or so. Literally 10, 15 minutes there or thereabouts for the Spurs game. It kicks off at 8 o'clock. So I'm just going to finish this live, restart another one up. I'll be back in 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes. Make sure you've clicked up here. Make sure you've followed because I'll be back in 10 minutes for Spurs against Villarreal. We're going straight through for the Spurs game. If you're watching on YouTube and you're new or you've not followed us as yet, make sure you've clicked that subscribe button. Now is a perfect time to do so. I am live every single day watching footy and we're live for Spurs in just a few minutes. Thank you very much for everyone that's been in the chat. I will be back shortly.